Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got. I'm gonna say it. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It's not the B word today. It's crazy, but I don't think it warrants a B word. I mean, I've been saying for the longest of time, and echoing the sentiments of a lot of people, that Ross Coulthart is a man who used to be full of the evidence. He would not claim something unless he had the proof and the smoking gun to back up said evidence. But recently, you know, he's been full of the claims and all the rest of it without anything to substantiate those claims. But now, he's just full 180'd that, proven us all wrong and gone, do you know what? You want evidence? I'll deliver you motherfucking evidence, alright? So on the latest episode of Reality Check, he had on a man by the name of Mike Batista, alright? Now, he's from the Sky Watchers and all the rest of it, and he's just come forward with some of the most, I don't want to say tangible evidence, but he's come forward with evidence of something crazy. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of context to kind of fill you in first. Now, it's exclusive footage which was featured on the latest episode of Reality Check, which of course is hosted by investigative journalist Ross Coulthart. It aired on the September 18th of 2025 and centres on quote-unquote Magic Mike Batista. That's what he's known as. Also known as Psionic Mike, who is a retired US Army Green Beret and self-described psionic asset affiliate with the Sky Watcher Group, a team focused on psychic evaluation and invocation, and UAP contact. The episode titled Exclusive Video, former Green Beret says he can summon UAPs, obviously, you know, does exactly that. So the footage that came out from it, which Batista presented, which was infrared video that he recorded back in 2023 from his backyard in an undisclosed location, but it is hinted to me to be near the Skinwalker Ranch territory in Utah, which of course is very well known for its paranormal activity. And the clip captured during a personal quote-unquote contact session allegedly shows a quote shape-shifting entity on what appears to be a landed craft or platform about 50 feet away. The entity reportedly morphs form into real time, starting as a classic quote-unquote grey alien, shifting into an insectoid, which is, you know, like a praying mantis-like figure, and even resembling ancient petroglyphs, which is like the rock carvings that we've seen from Utah sites. Additional background elements of the video suggest interacting with beings or objects, which Batista interprets as a group encounter. Now, there's also some claims of psionic summoning. Alright, so Batista attributes to the appearance to his psionic abilities or psychic mind-based techniques he developed after the 2017 Pulse-Up event, which was an intense energy surge during a military operation in Syria that he says unlocked latent powers. And he described using focused intention and meditation to quote-unquote summon UAPs and entities, likening it to remote viewing or telepathic invitations. And he emphasizes this isn't technology but a consciousness interface with non-human intelligence. Coulthart obviously then notes footage's clarity and stands out compared to typical blurry UAP videos that he's reviewed. Now, obviously, this all sounds very far-fetched just from the get-go. You know, we're talking about psychic abilities to summon UAP craft. We're talking, I mean, Coulthart stated that he's seen this firsthand in the past. We're talking about, like, psychic abilities getting unlocked after an incident in Syria. It all sounds very out there. Which it would be if there wasn't any kind of footage to back it up. Now, this kind of sums up better than I can what was said.
Fellow Viking, Carl Andreasen, Carl Crusher on YouTube. Recommend his shows, by the way. He's done a lot of work on indigenous pictoglyphs. Now, what's fascinating to me, tell me the story about the pictoglyph that you saw of, you see a shape that is whatever this creature has morphed into. And it is uncanny because it looks like the pictoglyph that you've sent me a picture of that you and Carl Crusher had seen only a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, during that experience, like one thought I did have was it's turning into all these things. Like, okay, if I'm just, compared to something that's hyper intelligent, I'm a dumb human. Hopefully, it's showing me something in a specific sequence so I can understand. And one of the things it turned into was something you'd see on the petroglyphs all over the world. And it's, they're very rigid bodies. They come in like this. And it was holding a shield, and like it looked like something else in its hand too. But you see them all over the place. But the petroglyphs we visited in Utah, they had spirals in them, like a spiral. And Carl was telling me the different directions the spirals mean one thing or the other, like going forward in time or back. And when it created that image of that you would see, it's almost like obviously they saw that too, and took enough time to carve it into rock. It something else came out of it, like it opened up a portal, to be like in the third dimension. It was physical after that. It wasn't like a plasma or still manifesting. It was physical after that.
Again, crazy, right? Crazy kind of claims to be making, and there is a bit of context on Mike Batista, because obviously some people would hear these claims and be like, he's got to be on something, like, I want whatever he's smoking. But the background of Mike Batista, he is a former Special Forces operator in the Green Beret, with combat experience, and Batista went public as a psionic asset earlier in September of 2025, and he's part of a growing psionics movement in the UAP circles, blending military discipline with paranormal practices. Pre-military, he studied psychology, and he got a PhD from the University of Western Ontario, which he says informs his psi work. Now, obviously, he's also got some Skinwatcher connections. So the group uses invocation, which is psychic calling, to attract UAPs echoing experiments like those at Skinwalker Ranch. Now, Batista's role involves field ops, including summoning in high strangeness areas. So, he's got credentials. He's not a stupid person, to say the very least. And he's very well accredited with a PhD and background in special forces. But this is the video that he delivered to Ross Coulthart, and the one that has kind of taken the internet by storm.
At this stage, you're holding your phone up, a cell phone, and you're filming what you're seeing, correct?
Yeah, I believe that was shot on a Galaxy.
Okay. What did they say to you about your dog? Tell me that story.
So, again, it was like infant stage of NHI communication. And, I asked him to land, and then I instantly got this thought response back in my brain saying, we'll land, but only if you put your dog away in the crate. And I was like, oh, that's a strange request.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of this, personally, because I don't usually like to share my opinions, because not everyone likes to hear my opinions. But at the same time, it's like, I've heard some really far-fetched things that have come to actually bear weight. So I'm not going to shit on it, but at the same time, we're talking about psychic ability. We're talking about crossing over between, like, mediumship and aliens here. Or NHI. I don't know. It's a crazy thought. But then if these guys or these beings are super advanced, who's to say that they haven't unlocked this kind of level of psychic ability and, ability to communicate through thoughts? I don't know. It's crazy to think. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.